What's happening, YouTube? Good morning.
Cheers.
Cheers, Georgie. It is Tuesday morning following the HYROX Sydney race on the weekend. And we just thought we'd have a bit of a chat, have a bit of a debrief about the event. It's amazing how much, when time goes on after a race, after a competition, you start remembering things a little bit more than just,
Hindsight.
yeah, hindsight's a great thing.
So to start off, it's currently Wednesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
Oh,
No, it's Wednesday. Sorry, guys. I
you made
lie.
me think
It is
it's
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Our Monday was we're traveling, so I'll give you that. How are you feeling? How's your body pulled up? You're back into training, obviously. Back into training straight away on Monday?
Yeah, pretty much had a rest day or active recovery day on Sunday and then straight back into it because the HYROX on the weekend in Sydney wasn't necessarily a race for me. That didn't mean I didn't push or anything. I absolutely gassed it. But physically, I'm fine. Back to the drawing board as of Monday, yeah.
Were you happy with the time that you got and your performance? Obviously, you said it wasn't an A race, but what was your goal going into the race?
So I think in hindsight, as we just said, that I think that was my 15th HYROX race. And every race that I've competed in, raced, I learned something or a couple of things. And the beauty of the weekend was that it was one of my first races that I was able to just go in there with no pressure, didn't care about time, to be honest, just wanted to win. And I executed that well. And the biggest thing that I keep telling my athletes is that HYROX has become a sport like a 10-kilometer run, and I'll go into that. Right, what that means is every course is different. Every event is going to have different variables in terms of how many laps per kilometer, the structure and the layout of the rock zone, etc. So you've got to understand that you can't actually compare course versus course, right? Meaning, if you do a 10-kilometer in Brisbane on a flat terrain, beautiful weather, and you get a time, and then the next week you go to Sydney and you end up doing a 10-kilometer, and it's really hilly, really windy, it's not comparable. That's what HYROX is like now. So you've got to understand that you've got to limit your energy around your time. Now, I did a 57:40 odd on the weekend. Would you, a question for you guys answering this, watching this, my PB is a 54:03. So that's a 3 minute, I'm off by 3 minutes. Does that mean I'm 3 minutes slower and 3 minutes less fit? No, it doesn't mean anything. And I executed the best to my ability on the weekend. And I was able to win, and we move on to the next to the next event.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you saw the course layout, you and your coach Anthony, and pretty much knew that you weren't be going out there to get a PB. You were literally going out there to race and win. That was the goal, and you executed that. So I guess time wasn't, obviously getting a great time is everyone's goal, but it wasn't your number one priority was to PB. So in saying that, how did you actually find, I guess, going back to say a regular race as opposed to racing the majors? Was it sort of a nice difference to just be one with the people?
One with the people. I hate that, but
no, I'm joking.
But also, like,
the difference in
it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable race for me. Like, and I'm not saying the majors aren't, but less pressure or like, and I really enjoyed being out there. I think as much as the course was, if you were there, you'd understand there was a few more turns than normal in a HYROX race, but I actually really enjoyed it. It actually kept me mentally switched on, and also it was busy. It was really busy out there, even at 7 p.m. when we were racing. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And yeah, I was able to kind of pull off a reasonable good time. But as I just said at a minute ago, like the time didn't matter. Just for the viewers, like I didn't necessarily taper well or at all. Actually, I was going into the race with my coach Anthony, knowing that was more a really good, let's just say, race simulation for myself, for the knowledge and understanding that there's more races that are more important coming up. So
I guess my next question, moving on from Sydney, obviously congrats on #1 place. So you've got Brisbane in 3 weeks, and the majors have just been announced as well. What's your plan around? Are you going all hell for the leather at Brisbane, with the knowledge that the first major is in October in Amsterdam, or what's your thought process around that?
Yeah, the first thing I'll say, the first way I'll answer that is, even though Sydney was a simulation run, like Matt Locke asked me on Saturday, "Oh, are you going out there like hard?" And I turned to him, I was like, "Mate, like, of course I am." Like that didn't mean I was not going hard, right? So to answer your question, Georgie, I've got Brisbane in 3, and a lot of you guys have Brisbane in 2.5 weeks, I think it is. And yeah, of course I'm going out there racing to my full potential. But does that mean my body and my fitness is going to be ready to race at my optimal, like, peak performance? Maybe not, but maybe it will be, because at the end of the day, as you just said, the majors have been announced. We've got Amsterdam 8 weeks after Brisbane. And look, I am the first to, and I've been talking to my athletes about this like all the time, is that I personally believe, and in my opinion, there's no such thing as an off season. Anthony and I talk about there's a preparation phase before you start competing again. Yes, but that's not an off season. I don't believe in this whole off season that a lot of other elite athletes talk about in the HYROX space, because your fitness doesn't care. Why would you bother, training and building all this fitness for the world champs to then just let it peter out?
So you're not going on a 6-week bender?
I'm not going on a 6 weeks bender. I'm going on a 2-day bender for
a Bucks party.
For a Bucks party, which I'm very nervous for, but I'll be fine with that. But you know what I mean, guys? Like, there's no such thing. Your fitness doesn't care. Your fitness does not care about it being the world champs, and you need some time off afterwards. No, like, the only thing I'll say about that is mentally you got to look after yourself, and I think mentally you need to look after yourself more than what you think. But yeah, to go back to it, like Brisbane, 2.5 weeks time, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going in there with a proper taper though, which will be good. Kind of like simulating a proper, not proper, because Sydney was proper, but a more serious race, to then have an 8-week building block for Amsterdam. Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's exciting. Looking forward to Brisbane, hey, and to my athletes. I think there's going to be I think there's going to be 20 odd racing. So super excited for you guys. And as you guys know, who I coach, Sydney's been and gone. Doesn't matter. and it's more about getting your body and your mind prepared for the next, I'm going to say 10 days of tough training and really being consistent to then go into another taper phase pretty quickly. So looking forward to Sydney. To Brisbane. What are you doing in Brisbane?
I'm doing a solo, racing by myself.
Yeah, lovely. Excited for that.
Yeah, it's our hometown too.
Hometown.
So we'll have our families with us.
Super excited.
It's super
hometown,
special.
But we've got an Airbnb booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't told my parents that yet, but
thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you in
Hope you
Brizzy.
enjoyed this. We'll see you there.